Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's go outside. Take a look outside our weather window from this afternoon, and this shot looking down from our jump-off ridge Sky-Fi tower camera. Right smack dab in the middle of your screen is Wenatchee Heights, and that's our cross camera that we use quite often here. But this is a little wider shot. What a beautiful shot of the sky today around north central Washington. A little bit of everything. We saw some white cumulus clouds and some darker clouds moved in, even some rain showers around parts of north central Washington. And that is just the beginning of another rain event, which will begin tonight. About a 30% chance of rain overnight, going up to a 90% chance of rain tomorrow. But as you can see by that map, very light green tints, and that means light rain, and that's in our forecast tomorrow. We picked up 0.3 of an inch yesterday. I don't think we'll see anything quite like that tomorrow, but it will be a wet one and also a windy one, especially for you folks in the Columbia Basin, where you can see wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles an hour and a steady southwest wind between 15 and 25. And we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Wenatchee man faces felony stalking charges after allegedly cornering a woman inside her home and assaulting her. An Okanagan County dental assistant and nursing worker has lost her state licensing for unprofessional conduct. And a state agency is warning wildfire victims about questionable contractors offering to repair or rebuild homes and buildings. But first, we begin tonight. A motorist believed to be under the influence crashed into an electrical junction last night and left about 1,000 East Wenatchee residents in the dark. Levi Lou Lang, age 29, allegedly drove a GMC pickup off the shoulder on Jarvis Avenue. This all happened about 9:48 p.m. and struck a power box. The collision cut power to nearby homes until the Douglas County PUD could restore the outage about an hour later. East Wenatchee police say Lang will be cited for DUI. A Wenatchee man faces felony stalking charges after allegedly cornering a woman inside her home and then assaulting her. Police say the victim had a valid restraining order against 39-year-old Douglas Lowell Atchison, but he repeatedly called and searched for her before arriving at her home last Friday. Atchison allegedly used ethnic slurs and threatened the life of an Hispanic Wenatchee police officer while being taken to jail and tried to headbutt another officer as well. As a result, police say they'll seek additional charges of felony harassment and third-degree assault. Atchison has previously been convicted of charges including drug offenses and a drive-by shooting back in 2001. An Okanagan County dental assistant and nursing worker has lost her state licensing for unprofessional conduct. The Department of Health says it changed April Lachelle Patterson, charged her in July with unprofessional conduct for alleged sexual abuse of a vulnerable adult. She was not criminally charged, but the state said Thursday that it revoked Patterson's licenses to practice as a dental assistant, certified nursing assistant, and home care aide. She was also placed on long-term registry, barring her from future employment in those fields. Well, a state agency is warning wildfire victims about questionable contractors offering to repair or rebuild homes and buildings. The Washington Emergency Management Division says there have been reports of people who are not professionals going to wildfire-damaged areas offering their help. The agency advises victims to make sure a contractor is licensed with the state. You can find out if that contractor is licensed, how long they've been in business, and the amount of insurance coverage and bonding they have just by going to the Department of Labor and Industries website at lni.wa.gov. Emergency Management says it's a red flag when contractors ask to be paid in cash or have a check made out to someone other than their business. Well, coming up next, not surprisingly, the Wenatchee area unemployment rate rose from 4.6% in August last year to 8.3% this year. We'll have the numbers. 55 people tested positive for COVID-19 at community-wide testing last week in Moses Lake and Quincy. And the city of Leavenworth took the first steps in its new paid parking program Wednesday as crews began installing sensors at 3 of the city's parking lots. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Pybus Public Market's motto is where community meets. Whether it's people, enjoying an event, or they meet a colleague for coffee and whip out their laptop and are able to actually do work here, having quick and reliable Wi-Fi is one of the things that makes Pybus such a great community hub. It just contributes to the welcoming place that we want Pybus to be. I'm Allie, and fiber keeps people connected, and that's what Pybus Market is all about.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation EcoDiesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck: there's no reason to leave town.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Here's to 5 billion miles of amazing. 5 billion miles of...
This is so cool.
5 billion miles of helping you stay safe. 5 billion miles of passing the pump. 5 billion miles of... That's 5 billion miles driven around the world. The all-electric 2020 Nissan Leaf.
The extended range 2020 Leaf is now available at Town Nissan, right behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Welcome back. In another news, not surprisingly, the Wenatchee area unemployment rate rose from 4.6% in August of last year to 8.3% this August. Also, the local economy lost 2,300 non-farm jobs between August of 2019, which was at 47,300 jobs, to August of this year, where it's 45,000 jobs, a 4.9% downturn. And if there is a silver lining to this dark economic cloud, it's that year-to-year over-job loss rates in the Wenatchee area and statewide have decelerated for the past 4 consecutive months from May through August. Well, 55 people tested positive for COVID-19 at community-wide testing last week in Moses Lake and Quincy. The Grant County Health District said it's still sorting through the data, but out of 502 people tested in Quincy, there were 30 cases, or 6% positive. Meanwhile, in Moses Lake, out of 262 people tested there were 25 cases, or 25% positive. Grant County has seen a surge in positive tests in recent weeks, but the health district said Wednesday that the number of new cases has begun to flatten out somewhat. Meanwhile, in Chelan and Douglas counties, the number of positive COVID cases continues to drop. For the week ending September 23rd, the two-county number of positive cases over a 2-week period was at 162 per 100,000. According to Governor Inslee's Stay Home, Stay Safe plan, that number needs to be 25 per 100,000 to move up in the phased restart plan. The city of Leavenworth took the first steps in its new paid parking program yesterday as crews began installing sensors at 3 of the city's parking lots. The sensors will help the city monitor and enforce the flow of parking. That work is expected to take 10 days and will likely cause parking disruptions. Next up will be the installation of kiosks and parking meters in the downtown core and the creation of residential parking program. The city has not yet announced when its metered and monitored parking program will begin. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbiss here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care.
We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today. 509-663-7900.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Last night, we told you about how crews working on the Wenatchee Heights Road Improvement Project are recycling the old roadway for use on the new road. In tonight's feature story, Chelan County Public Works produced a video yesterday showing exactly how they're doing that. Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, lots to tell you about when we get to those details. But first, outside we go from this afternoon, and this is from our Jump Off Ridge Sky-Fi Tower camera. You can see those dark, low-hanging clouds that are moving in and were moving in throughout the afternoon. Plenty of blue sky at times, too. And here we are, the Wenatchee Valley right here in the background. Of course, Three Lakes Golf Court just off to the left side of your screen. But all in all, it really wasn't that bad a day today. There's another shot from our Wenatchee Heights camera, and you can see a little more blue sky as we take a look at that shot. But what a great picture today, and it was just a beautiful fall day around North Central Washington. High temperatures reflected that as well. 66, our unofficial high temperature, and that happened all the way at about noon today. Temperatures slowly kind of dropped throughout the afternoon. 73 is our normal high temperature for this time of year. 57, our very mild overnight low this morning. 49 now is our normal low temperature. Record high for the second day in a row going back to 2009. 90 degrees our high. Record low back in 1994 at 38 degrees. And here we go. We're changing that. The precipitation total, we did pick up 0.3 of an inch of rain yesterday, and that ties a record for one-day rain on September 23rd. 1974 also had 0.3 of an inch of rain. Precipitation now just under 3 inches for the year, and that still leaves us way behind. But after tomorrow, we could catch up a little bit more. Sunrise this morning, 7:51, and the sun will set tonight at 6:53, almost exactly now the same amount of light and dark. Let's take a look at what we can expect as we get into our Friday forecast. All-important weekend is in view for us now, and we will see temperatures pretty close to what we're seeing today, but a 90% chance of rain showers tomorrow. And you folks in Moses Lake, Ephrata, maybe even Quincy, you could see those strong winds tomorrow between 30 and 40 miles an hour. Most of us in the lower to mid-60s. Wenatchee will be 65, 64 in Entiat, and our first 50-degree temperature on the map for this fall, and that's Lake Wenatchee tomorrow at 59 degrees. Tonight, be fairly quiet, although I think late tonight in our overnight hours, here's our next weather maker, and that could spread some showers our way overnight. So we'll put about a 30% chance of overnight showers in our forecast. I think most of that will be early tomorrow morning around 4 or 5 o'clock. And then for Friday, that storm moves in on us, and it's going to bring plenty of wind right here along the Cascades and over into the Columbia Basin. But look at that, a 90% chance of rain. It looks like all of Washington State will pick up showers out of this. Those lighter gold colors, heavier rain, and we could see that around the Cascade Crest. For Saturday, things will dry out a little bit. Partly cloudy skies, light wind. We will stay unseasonably cool, though, on Saturday, with highs only in the mid to upper 60s, a lot like today, so that's not going to change. And then it will change beginning on Sunday. A large area of high pressure will move up and over us. Here's the ridge right here, and that'll bring slightly warmer temperatures as we end our weekend. Once again, probably in the upper 60s to around 70. And then for Monday, a warming trend begins in earnest. I mentioned this last night. If this was in the summertime, we'd be talking temperatures around 90 to 100 degrees. This is an unusually strong high pressure. For Tuesday, we're going to stay unseasonably warm. In fact, we'll be knocking on that door of 80 degrees for Tuesday, and I don't think we'll have any problem moving into the 80-degree temperatures on Wednesday. Here is that ridge all the way up into British Columbia, and here's that chute of clear skies, and that's going to bring us temperatures Wednesday, as I mentioned, maybe even into the lower 80s. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. Tonight, 51 degrees, so a little cool out there. 65 tomorrow, a 90% chance of rain and lots of wind, especially for areas east of Wenatchee. Partly cloudy, light wind for Saturday and 67, 73 Sunday, and you can see the trend then next week. 79 on Monday, 81 for Tuesday, sunny and warm on Wednesday with a high temperature then all the way up to 82 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz in for Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that
image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, folks. Eric Grandstrom taking a well-deserved day off. I'm Dan Kuntz. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about COVID-19. It's been rough on everybody in the sports entertainment world in our area. They were affected as bad as anybody. The local quarter-mile asphalt, known as the WVSO, they were all set for their 50th year this year. COVID-19 hit. Everything went cattywampus, and then General Manager Jeremy Anders of the WVSO came up with a little idea, got a hold of us at the NCWLIFE channel, and the rest is history.
We knew that this year was going to be huge for us. We were on track to have probably our biggest crowds ever. Last year, we broke records on some of our crowds when we had fans. And I guarantee you, with knowing the car count that we had the last race on the 12th and the car count we would have this weekend here, we probably would have had, I'm guessing, 4 to 5 sellout weekends this year, which has not been done at that track ever. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. And that's probably the biggest pill that's tough to swallow, is knowing the potential that could have been there. But I'm hoping that momentum we carry on the racing side this year will carry into next season. And you know, the cool thing about though is people are getting a chance to see it. Like, they're flipping through their channels at home on a Saturday night looking for someone to watch, and they're like, racing? Wait, that's Wenatchee, and it's local sports, and oh, I know that person. You know, everybody knows somebody that races up there, right? You know, there's a connection, like, oh, I went to high school with them, or hey, that's so-and-so's son, or you know, I work with them, or hey, that's the kid from the grocery store. I mean, these people that race up there, they have normal jobs. They're out in the communities like that, and we have so many people locally who are connected to people up there. And so I've gotten people who have been interested in wanting to become a sponsor up there because they've seen it on NCWLIFE, or like people are like, hey, I want to come watch up there. Like, I mean, that's probably my most common. I get that call probably 10 to 15 times a day. Hey, are fans allowed back in the stands? And you know, unfortunately, no. Hopefully, though, come April 10th, 11th, our first race next year, we will have grandstands back open and ready to go.
The season finale is this Saturday at the WVSO. We are looking forward to it. You got the Neil Newberry 125. That's presented by Pepsi, and that's for the Northwest Super Late models. You got the Tommy Wentz Classic for the Dix Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars, the Holidays Custom Muffler B-Mods, and the Plum Perfect Roadrunners. Coverage live on our Facebook page Saturday night at 5:30, on television at 6 o'clock. Jeremy, by the way, will be my guest on tomorrow morning's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Mariners are still alive. It's tiny, it's super slim, but they're still alive. They had to beat Houston yesterday afternoon, and they did. 3-2 was the final. Nick Marvigevich earned the victory. He pitched 6 innings of 3-hit shutout ball, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Yoshihiro Harano had a scary ninth, but he held on for the save. Manager Scott Service happy to see his guys gut out a quality win.
Series to end up the home portion of our schedule this year. It's been a while since we beat the Astros in a series, so really happy with the way the guys played. They played super hard. Really, we have all year, but you know, coming down the stretch here and got a few guys banged up, but everybody chipping in and you know, really contributing. I think. You know, home record, we got a winning record at home. I wish we would have had a few more games at home, really. I think we ended up losing 6 games that we had to play away from here for different reasons, but, you know, it is what it is. Today's game, obviously, I thought Marge really hung in there and executed well. And you know, you look at his final line, and the results were outstanding. And I think he'd be the first to tell you maybe it wasn't the best stuff he's had as far as crispness to it, but he's learning, and he learned the value of that curveball.
Marvigitcha says it was a great way for him to end his season personally, and it gives him some building blocks for next year.
Anytime you can you finish the season on a strong note, you know, that kind of is going to carry me through the off season. You know, I didn't have my best stuff, and I just competed with what I had, and and that's something that I really pride myself on through my workouts in the off season. It sounds silly, but doing those extra sprints or the days you don't want to get up in the morning and get a workout in on Friday or something, and that's something that I really pride myself on in my work for the off season, and seeing a good result like that is definitely shows me that it's all worth it.
Mariners finished their home record in this shortened season with a 14-9 record. They got today off, and they got 4 games in Oakland to wrap up the regular season, and they will get going tomorrow at 6:40. Yusei Kikuchi will pitch for the Mariners. Chris Bassett will toe the rubber for the A's. From our friends at Les Schwab, the American League West scoreboard from last night, Shohei Ohtani, Justin Upton, and Anthony Bim Boom. They all had home runs in a 4-run second inning. The Angels dropped San Diego 5-2. LA is a half game in front of Seattle, and they trail Houston by 2.5 games for that last playoff spot in the American League West. Wyatt Matheson and Tim LaCastro each had home runs. Arizona had a 6-run 6th inning. Diamondbacks knock off Texas 7-3. And Ramon Laureano's 2-run home run. The difference, Oakland gets past the Dodgers 6-4. Seahawks hosting the Cowboys Sunday at CenturyLink Field, week 3 of the NFL season. Coach Pete Carroll says his defense will have its hands full. The Cowboys got a lot of talent.
They're really talented. The receivers are all special. CeeDee's jumped right in. I mean, just taking over the slot, and they love having him on the field. They're playing a lot of 3 receivers. Amari's ridiculous. I mean, and so this is a really good, talented group, and you can see when that's what you see. You see guys, and when you have Zeke carrying the football, who's a fantastic runner and ball catcher, they're loaded. These guys are really good, and we were talking about what Dak's doing. So it's really the impression that you get from the skill people and the level of skill that they have, and they're wide open. They spread the field nicely. They get the ball down the field. Dak can do all of it. So it's a very difficult offense to deal with, and it has balance in it because of the running back.
Seahawks and Cowboys Sunday 1:25 kickoff. You can watch it on Fox. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. Nice work. And as we leave you tonight, how about a positive story? The Numerica Performing Arts Center says the 20th annual Festival of Trees in Wenatchee will indeed go on this year with some minor adjustments, of course, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The event will be from November 30th to December 6th as the PAC also celebrates its 20th anniversary. The fundraising festival will feature specially decorated trees and wreaths throughout the PAC, with the grand trees on display on the stage surrounded by a winter wonderland. People planning to attend will need to book small group visiting times online. Bidding for trees will be online, as will the gala dinner. The PAC says detail about tickets, registration for the gala, and tree viewing will be announced in the coming weeks. Once again, let's check in with Dan Kuntz, this time for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Tomorrow for a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, my guest will be Jeremy Anders, the general manager of Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. We got our final night of racing on Saturday night. We're looking forward to it. We're going to wrap up the year that was at the WVSO with Jeremy tomorrow on this award-winning program, plus news, sports, and opinion from Mike Magnotti. That all-important weekend weather forecast. Everything you need to start your weekend tomorrow morning, live and local, with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@NCWLIFE.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the Good Guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's got